Cup champion, two-time Olympian, the fastest skier in the world, Cary Mullen.
Our biggest moments of growth, our biggest moments of elation, they're often precluded by what? That discomfort and that uncertainty. Yet when we can push through it, that's when we can experience that kind of growth, that kind of elation.
To me, there's really 4 variables that I want to talk a little bit about. One is lunging forward. It's really being proactive and executing and taking our game out there and creating the momentum day in and day out. The prize is so often on the other side of our fear. We've got to lunge in and grab that prize. It takes a process for success of improving and getting better and honing our skills to raise that bar and improve our skill sets.
I think if we can strive for success rather than perfection, it frees us to go to the next level. And all of a sudden his foot hooks on this cable, his shoulder hits this tray, and 9 pitchers of water go sailing in the air. They're cascading down, he stumbles, he trips, he stops right in front of her, puts out his hand, he says, "So, how do you like me so far?"
It takes being resilient. When we see specifically where we can improve, that's what prompts creativity.
My wife, in her style, with so many great lines, I think one of the best ones, though, is she says, "You just haven't lived until you've been in labor for 36 hours with a motivational speaker." Come on, sweetie, see it. Believe you can do it.
Finally, it takes team and tools.
One of my teammates had shared he woke up in the middle of the night panic struck because he couldn't feel his hand. "I can't feel my hand. Oh man, I can't feel my hand. I can't feel my arm. Oh man, I can't feel my arm." And his roommate wakes up, he says, "Shut up, Mike. Go to sleep, man. Let go of my arm."
You're here to celebrate some of the finish lines that you've had, and I hope you recognize some of those finish lines that you've had coming off last year. 464 million in just December alone. You did 4.9 billion as a group last year. Had incredible growth, 944 million in new business, 49% increase over the year before. Now in 2006, on track to hit 6 billion this year. Please give yourselves a round of applause for crossing those finish lines.
Downhill ski racing is a metaphor for each of us. We have bumps and jumps coming at us that we don't know what's on the other side. We have new corners coming at us that we have to continuously be negotiating, changing our ways. But are we up for the challenge?
Help me give a huge New York welcome to world champion Olympian Cary Mullen.
That evening I was doing video analysis with my coaches, looking at myself come down the mountain, and we noticed some interesting components. I saw when I'd hit a really fast, scary section, I'd be coming down and I'd go like this. I'd hit another really fast, scary section, I'd go like this. You might not be up on downhill techniques, but that's not a very good one. It'd be like if you're driving down the freeway and somebody scared you and you jump in the back seat. "Oh, who's driving?" I said, okay, this might be natural, but it's not optimal. How can I retrain my response to this reaction? So I retrained my body every time I was skiing, and I felt scared. I would lunge forward. Every time I got scared, I would do it in everyday life. A dog would jump out from around the corner, boom, would start barking, and I'd jump at the dog. And then I got really good at it. Someone would jump out from around the corner, they go, boom, and I go, boom, and they'd jump back. They'd be all scared. And I started to retrain myself. So when I got on the mountain, and I went to Kitzbühel a couple years later, and I was up at the start, the first training run, 8 of the first 15 racers ended up in the hospital. I did my training run, and I was in the start of the race day, 3 days later then. It was race day, and the fog rolled in. The fog was there. A racer would go, and a helicopter would come in. Racer would go, a helicopter would come in. And I said, "What are they doing down there?" And they said, "Oh, well, they really want to get the race off, so they're bringing the helicopter in here to get the fog out of here." And I'm thinking, yeah, good idea. I didn't know they were taking them away in a helicopter every time.